In 2003, Kobe Bryant was charged with sexually assaulting a 19-year-old woman in Colorado. Up to that point, he had already won 3 NBA championships. From that moment on, his performance went downhill. His mental game suffered, and he went from being on top of his game to not knowing where life was going. With his reputation at an all-time low, he did a thing that changed the trajectory of his life. He used one of the oldest psychological mechanisms that we have as humans in order to reverse the trend and start winning again. This video is all about this psychological mechanism, and we're going to show you what did Kobe do to transform his life, and more importantly, how can you apply it to your life. Let's get to it. Hey, I'm Liam, CEO and founder of Selfmastered, a peak performance training company that transforms entrepreneurs into elite performers that can achieve in one day what they previously achieved in 1 week. I've coached and trained hundreds of entrepreneurs and invested in 37 of them. Kobe Bryant recovered from the Colorado incident by turning on an alter ego. An alter ego is an alternate self, a different version of you that has a set of qualities and character traits and even skills that you wouldn't deploy in your day-to-day. It is an alternate self that you only turn on during performance, and it allows you to remove all negativity and self-doubt that may be plaguing you when trying to perform. Kobe Bryant understood this psychological mechanism, and he devoted time during his career to hone this alter ego. For Kobe Bryant, his alter ego was the Black Mamba, one of the deadliest snakes that is extremely powerful and can strike you at any time. He wanted to embody this agility, this relentlessness, this ferociousness of this snake. And every time he stepped into the court, he became the Black Mamba. It was a way that he had to showcase these qualities and elevate his own standards and become the person his team needed him to be on demand. Embodying the Black Mamba allowed him to turn off his personal life, to remove all the noise and to truly focus on the practice. And this is a psychological mechanism that is available to anybody. In fact, in our peak performance coaching practice, we help entrepreneurs create their alter egos and truly put them to work in their business setting. Because what we want them to achieve is a 300% more productivity, removal negativity and self-doubt, and essentially up their standards so much that the results they want become inevitable. And the only way to do that is by creating an alter ego that gets turned on every time they get to the office. Once they get to the office, they turn that fierce, competitive self in order to achieve the results they want. And they turn that off once they get back home. Because an alter ego is not something you embody every day. It is something you embody when you need to perform, when you have a specific court you want to play in. And this is how the best of the best are able to become who they are. Having a well-defined alter ego has a host of benefits. One, it allows you to compartmentalize between your work self and your home self and create a distinct separation so that you do not get tripped up at home with the problems and the pressures and stresses that you may be facing during your workday. Creating this separation will give you a host of psychological benefits because you will not identify with your situation at work. That's one. Two, at work, it allows for a separation of thinking. In other words, you can put on this alter ego and understand yourself from a detached and external perspective and make the necessary changes in that character, in that alter ego, without getting tripped up with negative self-talk. The most important thing is that you are effective, that you perform at your peak. And by creating an alter ego, you can create the separation that allows you to make the changes without getting your ego bruised up. It shields you from external influences that may be compromising your mental game. This one is huge because if you truly want to be your best and perform at the level you know you can perform, you cannot pay attention to anything that is off court, that is outside of the business thing that you're trying to achieve, outside of the practice that you have committed to. If you truly focus on that, everything else doesn't matter. And the best way to protect excellent practice is by not paying attention to anything outside of it. 4, it shuts down all negativity and self-doubt because you do not bruise your ego. You are instead putting on a character that will take as much damage as it is needed in order to accomplish what you truly want. All of these things make the creation of an alter ego a key fundamental skill that anybody has to develop if they want to have a successful run in business. Some people are better at this and they do it naturally, others require help, but all of the people that you admire use this psychological mechanism. If you're seeing value from this video, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so other people can benefit from our content and they can start improving their work lives with our content. Thank you very much. So now, how do you create an alter ego that is effective? How can you truly put this into practice? Well, there's a very set of steps that you can start implementing today in order to start creating this alter ego. 1, determine why do you want this alter ego to exist. This is very important because it's never about the how, it's about the why. Why do you think you need an alter ego? Why do you believe you need it in order to become your best self? Being clear on the why will make everything easier. So first, find your why. 2, design the alter ego. What qualities, what skills, what character traits, what beliefs does your alter ego have that you don't? What does your alter ego embody that you don't necessarily embody in your day-to-day life? Here you need to be as ambitious as possible, because if you're going to be the conscious effort of creating a new persona, you better make it as powerful as you can. Then 3, name your alter ego. The name is important because it has to be removed from your normal life. 4, write your alter ego origin story. This is very important because when you are creating a new persona, you are taking traits from your own life and magnifying them and picking traits from someone else. So an origin story makes it more credible in your eyes. First, you have your why, then you define who that person is, you put that name, and finally you get to the origin story. When you have all of these 4 things aligned, then you will truly start believing it in your work life. And finally, set the conditions from that alter ego to emerge. When will that alter ego show up? When will that alter ego start performing? What is the separation between your work persona and your life persona, between your normal ego and your alter ego? This has to be defined. Will that alter ego get activated as soon as you walk into your office, as soon as you get to your desk, as soon as you light up your computer, as soon as you enter a meeting? It is important that you take time to define this to the best of your ability. The better defined it is, the easier it's going to be for you to put on that peak performance mask. So this video is all about the psychological mechanism that Kobe Bryant used to reverse the Colorado incident and went from being with a reputation at an all-time low to one of the most beloved character in the world of sports in the United States and globally, really. If it worked for him, it will most definitely work for you. Take time to create this alter ego and start achieving heights you didn't know were available to you, because it's not you who's going to achieve them. It's an alter ego, a powerful version of yourself that you have decided to design and create. So I hope this was useful. Please let me know in the comments if you've ever attempted to create an alter ego. And of course, if you want help with this, you know where to find us. See you in the next video.